Hello and welcome to episode 43 of Legacy Gaming with Atari Man 71. Uh, I'm playing through my collection of over 450 cartridges, over 400 of which I think are unique um, at this point, and later I will switch on to additional systems. I have a ColecoVision and Television, Odyssey 2, I have NES, I have a Sega Genesis. And other systems, disk-based systems, but we'll see if we get to those. If you like retro gaming, and as I call it, legacy gaming here, because these are, I think, the original systems that kind of launched the industry, please like and subscribe and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. If there's something you would like to see, please leave a comment in chat or on Twitch, or comment on YouTube, or contact me on Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter, so I will get back to you there as well. And I also put a lot of extra content on Twitter. So tonight we're finally here. I played all my Atari 2600 games that were published by Atari. There were 121 unique games published under Atari and 3 games published by Sears. The only game that is unique that I do not have is Sword Quest Waterworld, and I played that as a ROM on Stella. I also played on Tax Day. I played Tax Avoiders. If you caught that, you'll see that game. The video is on YouTube. We're now going to start playing Activision games, and this is basically my favorite publisher. As a kid growing up, these were the games that I really, honestly liked playing the most. And I sincerely believe that Atari became as big as it did due to the success of the Activision games. We all considered them, growing up, my friends and I all considered them superior to any other game that was out there. And if you're lucky, you have 5 or 6 cartridges that are Activision games. But, I have most of them. I think there's only one game that I do not have, and that's Fighter Pilot. Excuse me. And that was only released in Europe, and it's a PAL cartridge. I've seen them available for sale, but I've just not pulled the trigger because I think it's got a $75 price tag plus shipping from Europe, which that's pretty expensive for an Atari game. And I don't know necessarily that it's worth that much money. But it is the exact same game as the Absolute game, F-14, which I do have. So I'll play it then. And, so you won't miss any content of it being a unique game. So today, like I said, I have my first Activision games. I'm playing Dragster, Boxing, and Checkers. And I will call up my information here. Excuse me. I don't know what it is. I just ate. Maybe there's something caught in my throat. So Dragster is cartridge AG001, and it was released in 1980 by Activision. It uses the joystick, and as usual, I have my Wiko command joystick. This is a game I didn't have as a child, and I didn't play as a child because I didn't know anyone that had it. During my brief practice of the stream, I discovered this game is actually pretty fun to play, despite being as simple as it is. You basically have a button for your throttle and a joystick for your clutch and gear shifting. You also, in one variation, you need to steer the Dragster up and down on the track space. I don't play that one. The object is to make it down the course as quickly as possible. This game is set to be a 2-player game, but you can also play as a single player. And like I said, it has 2 varieties. One being a straight shot down the track. That's game 1, and game 2 is you have to steer your Dragster as it moves down the track. If you hit the walls, you slow down. Excuse me, I'm going to take a drink real quick. So there is a little controversy around the record for this game. The record stood at 5.51 seconds for approximately 30 years. The person that recorded it, named Todd Rogers, apparently demonstrated it successfully twice, once for Activision and another time at an electronics show. However, that record was struck down in 2018 because someone analyzed the code and determined it was impossible to get that with the regular code. The current record stands at 5.57 seconds, and several people have achieved it. I know there is someone on YouTube that used the Sega Genesis controller, and he did it. There it came. I practiced this game for approximately an hour in preparation of the stream because I had never played it before. And at first it was difficult. I was blowing my engine, and I'll show you how to blow your engine. Just hold the throttle down and it blows. But I can say that I have gotten sub 7-second times. My best time is 6.72 seconds, and that's only playing it for an hour. And I will also say that I've noticed that there is a slight gap in time between when you can actually clutch up or clutch down, I don't know, and shift gears and shift into gear prior to it going to zero. And if you do it and hit the throttle, it says early. Even if you don't, if you do it too early, it says early. But I've noticed in that last half a second, it's not even a half a second, because there's a timer that counts down from 9. It's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it comes pretty quick. It's not a second in between. It's probably a half a second or less. And in that last half a second, you can actually shift. And I always shift to second gear because first gear is just so easy to blow your engine. And I found that the time needed to shift between gears is not that great. And so I get sub 7 seconds going from second gear to fourth gear. And I'll try to demonstrate that, and hopefully I'll get down under 7 seconds. This game also let me know that my Atari 2600 Junior was having problems with the right controller. I never noticed it before because I always played one-player games in the Junior. When I was playing two-player games like Space War and things like that, I was using the Light Sixer, which I've switched back to now, as you see from my display. But it's basically, it's constantly turning to the right, and I think I've diagnosed the problem. I've got some parts on order, so we'll see if that fixes it. If not, be back to the drawing board and maybe find something else. So VGR ratings for Dragster. The graphics are rated 3, which is decent, and the playability is 3, which is worth playing. So I'll turn on my video capture card. And here is Dragster. Hopefully it's not too loud. Excuse me. I've tracked my audio problem down and determined it was a bad HDMI cable. So I'm going to move a little bit since I see I'm not centered. It's strange because the camera shifts when I bump it. So we will move some stuff out of the way here. So I'm going to push the joystick to the right. I blew the engine. I was in neutral. So that's basically how you blow it. So I'm just going to reset the game here. So that's just getting down the track the first time. 7 seconds isn't bad. If I do it, you see how fast first gear burns through your tack. So 10 or 11 seconds, that's a very slow attempt. So now I started out in third. I blew it. Oh, I went into first gear. $708. Getting better. Getting better. $721. There I switched into third instead of fourth. I usually go from second to fourth. I usually skip 5 years. Ah, took it too high. $6.98, so sub-second, 7 seconds. Ah. $6.88, better. $7.48. $6.91. $6.88. That was early. See, that shifting, you know, you have to lose throttle. $7.14. And the guy that I saw that was doing the Sega Genesis controller, he was tapping throttle with one finger and shifting with another, but he didn't clutch. And so I think he put a macro. There's some of the controllers you could set a macro to it. So I don't know. Or maybe it's just he tapped it to go to neutral. That's what it probably is. And it automatically returns to 0. So anyway, I saw him do it. It was pretty impressive. $6.94. So like I said, I'm getting sub 7 seconds, and I just started playing this. Oop, started in 4th gear. That's bad. Let's see how we do. $6.84. $6.98. $7.14. Oop, didn't shift. Early, and I blew my engine. I'm going to just do it the way I've done it. $7.44, that's my personal best. Or no, $6.44. Sorry. $6.84. $6.94. Yeah, I know the wheelies slow you down too. Eight. See, I was hoping to get a personal best here. It seemed like every time I was playing it over the weekend, oh, that was early. Every time I was playing it over the weekend, I would get a personal best every time I sat down to play it. $684. So I guess that's the best I'm going to be doing today is sub sevens, but you know, 674 I think was my best. But 684 is pretty good. It's pretty decent for a beginner. I could see if you're playing against someone, this game is intense. I mean, it's hard enough. You know, when I here I'll. You blow your engine real easy. That's still not bad. Ah, blew my engine. See, that first gear, it is so easy. You can blow it even before the timer. I mean... so easy. So easy. So anyway, that's Dragster. I will pull that out. It's actually a lot of fun. If you have it, play it. If you don't, it's probably worth getting. So the next game on my list to play for today is Activision Boxing. And so I will put this game in, turn it on. So you see it's a very simple overhead game. Call up my information here. And Activision is game AG-002. It was also released in 1980, and it also uses the joystick. And when I was a kid, my best friend had this game, and we used to slug it out in it. This game is basically reminiscent of Rock'em Sock'em Robots in that it's more like a slugfest than actual boxing. I found it's a pretty fun game and a better way to sort out your differences than actual fighting with your brothers. The game does not have any rounds or knockdowns, and it simply goes until a person has 100 points or after 2 minutes of gameplay. A decision is made. The person with the most points scores a TKO, and you can get opponent against the ropes and tee off on them. They call it juggling them, and hit them back and forth, and you can get a bunch of points that way. And despite its simplicity, it is a pretty fun game to play. So VGR ratings for this game, the graphics are rated 2, which is reasonable, and the playability is 3, which is worth playing. And I'm just going to play game 1 in the B difficulty, so it's normal speed. So let's see how I do. So hit the game reset. This guy's killing me. That's juggling. Now he's juggling me. Jesus. I'm going to put him on slower. Give myself a fighting chance. KO. So I had to put him in slower to catch up. And if you recall, I played this game when I did the 32-in-1 cartridge for. You know what? I didn't read my information about this. When I played the 32-in-1. Oh, yeah, I did. When I played the 32-in-1 cartridge, it had this boxing game in it, and I played it there, and I won there, and it seemed like the computer let me catch up. So I'm going to play it again, and I'm going to put it back to normal speed for everybody, and I'll see how it goes. You know, if I lose, I lose. Man, he's got 5 points. You know, you got to line your fist up with his face, and when you do it, he goes in for the hit. Like I said, it reminds me of Rock'em Sock'em Robots because there's no boxing, there's no cornering an opponent. I mean, I guess there's this juggling thing. You get him up against the ropes and get some points. Come on. Ah, he's going to win. See, I'm looking up at the points and not. He's going to win. Woo! With 1 second left, I pulled out the KO. So, I don't know. I think this game lets you catch up. I might be wrong on that, but every time I've played it, it seems like I'm behind, and then at the end, somehow I get better and I just win. So that's Activision Boxing. So I'm going to turn that off. And we'll go to the last game tonight. And this is the one I'm probably least looking forward to. It's the game Checkers. So I will put that in. And see how that looks. So I'll call up my information for that. And so Checkers is game cartridge AG-003. It was also released in 1980, and it also uses joystick controller. And like most board games for the 2600, most people had a copy of the actual board game back in the 80s, so I didn't know anyone that had this game. And, you know, we didn't have it either. And Checkers was usually something you played at school or at your grandparents' house with your cousins. I had a little time to practice this game, and it looks slightly better than the Atari version of Video Checkers, but it still is just checkers. And I am still terrible at this game. So small children find me easy prey when they're looking for a win in checkers. I am no good at checkers, and I'm not afraid to admit it. So VGR ratings for this game, the graphics are rated 3, which is decent, and the playability is 3, which is worth playing. I tend to disagree with the worth playing. I really don't enjoy checkers, but we'll see if I can win. So here we see checkers, so I will press reset and just start the game with a novice. So I go first, and I do not know how to play checkers, so I'm going to move. And so the screen goes black when he's thinking about his move. Okay. So he was required to jump that piece, so I'm required to jump him now. Okay, so he moved a piece forward. So the thing I found most difficult about this game is actually moving your pieces. You know, if a piece only moves one space, it should only go forward one space. It shouldn't allow you to make an illegal move. Okay, so he's gone there. Oh, so he's got a double jump. Ooh, what a jerk. What a jerk. See, I set myself up for stuff like this all the time. Yep. So he's ahead on pieces now. Just terrible at this game. I'm just giving away pieces. I guess I don't know how to put pieces in defensive positions. And this whole thing where you have to jump, I mean, I didn't play that way as a kid, so you could have something out there and not have to jump a piece. Jesus Christ. I should just forfeit now. Well, now I'm screwed. And I know it. Hey, look at you. Now he's going to go running after that one and pull the other one in, and I know what's going to happen. Ugh. Crap. Shit. Any move I can do, he can take my piece. At least I can get a king. Don't call it a comeback. Oh, shit, that was a double jump. That's game. I hate checkers. Man, the guy set me up for that. And look, he's got half his checkers left. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Well, that's checkers. Like I said, I'm not any good at it, but I'm glad to be playing Activision games finally. And so uh, I will continue. I'll be back tomorrow with 3 more games. Again, if you like this kind of retro gaming, legacy gaming as I call it, please like, subscribe, follow on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. On Twitter, I'm very active. I'm constantly posting images of stuff that I've received and, questions for people and information that's out there. So please reach out to me on Twitter if you find any difficulty contacting me on Twitch or on YouTube. And as always, be healthy, stay safe, wash your hands, and social distance. I'll be back again tomorrow with 3 more games, 3 more Activision games. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and thank you, and have a good evening.